One of the ninja's weapons is the puppets, which are controlled by a complex system. This style of combat, in which the shinobi are not directly involved, is just as good as, if not often better than, regular fighters. Today I'm going to tell you about all of the Naruto puppets, their owners and techniques. To begin with, it is necessary to understand what puppets are in general. Puppets are used as weapons by puppeteers. They are most often humanoid-looking creations, but depending on the creator, they can resemble anything. They are fashioned in a manner that uses every part as a weapon, giving the puppeteer a myriad of ways to manipulate it. Puppets are long-range type weapons that can be used offensively, defensively, or for supplementary reasons, and are controlled via chakra threads. There are two types of puppets, ones made from material such as wood, and human puppets. Famed puppeteer Sasori of the Red Sand was the inventor of human puppets, and also created a puppet which he wore like armor, bypassing the usual disadvantage that puppeteers had of being weak in close-ranged combat. Puppets are often sealed within scrolls using fuinjutsu for ease of transport. Shinobi can even use living humans as puppets, attaching chakra threads to them and controlling their limbs. Let's start looking at specific puppets, firstly those made of wood, and then those that were once human. Damn puppet. A small puppet that uses two kunai as a weapon, taking advantage of its small size, can cause a lot of trouble. In addition, the puppet can grab a strand of a person's hair, after which the user can use the puppet imitation technique. The technique allows you to take complete control of the person whose hair has been swallowed by the puppet. This puppet is owned by Saya. Karasu. Karasu is a puppet, originally created by Sasori, but later inherited by Kankuro. It resembles a three-eyed, four-armed humanoid with jagged teeth and a spiky brown hairstyle protruding from the top of its head and framing the sides. In Part 1, Kankuro typically keeps Karasu wrapped in bandages on his back, and he is able to switch places with it at will, using the body replacement technique. One of Karasu's specialities is working with Kuroari to use techniques such as Black Secret Technique Machine One-Shot and Poison Mist, Hell, 100 Continuous Firing. Karasu's arsenal: Everil poison-coated projectiles such as kunai or senbon, smoke bomb launchers in the arms in order to blind its opponents. The smoke screens can be made up of poisonous gas to serve a secondary purpose. Hidden wrist knives, large blades on the joints of its arms, legs, and head, used during the Black Secret Technique Machine, One-Shot. Any of its body parts are detachable for separate attacks. A special flight mechanism that enables it to maneuver high into the air where it could bomb targets from above. Kuroari. It has a much longer head than Karasu, with a bucket-shaped face sporting two sharp red horns and 6 arms. Its facial features include 3 eyes similar to Karasu, with a dark, disheveled hairstyle. Its overall body frame somewhat resembles a large barrel. Kuroari's primary function is to capture opponents, and thus it does not contain as many hidden weapons as Karasu, as each of its arm segments only contains a saw blade. However, when used in tandem with Karasu, it can have devastating results. Kuroari's arsenal: hidden serrated blades in each segment of its arms, a barrel-like stomach to capture opponents. This can execute attacks like Black Secret Technique Machine One-Shot, Black Secret Technique Machine Two-Shot, and Black Secret Technique Machine Triple-Shot. All body parts are detachable for separate attacks. Needle launchers in the arms, 2 scythes in its torso. Sanshōuo. Unlike Kankuro's other puppets, Sanshōuo stays true to its name and somewhat resembles an actual salamander. Sanshōuo is a puppet that has high defensive power. It has a frill that swings up to defend against attacks from the front, as well as the tail being able to tuck up to reach the frill and guard the rear, followed by an iron cloak immediately covering all sides, and a hollow body Kankuro and up to 2 other people can take cover in to defend against attacks coming from other directions. It has also been upgraded with a powerful suction ability, which allows it to inhale even vast quantities of debris in the attempt to trap an opponent. Mother and Father. Mother and Father were the first 2 puppets Sasori ever created, modeled after his real mother and father, who were killed by Sakumo Hatake during a war. Originally built to comfort himself from his loneliness, Sasori did not install any weapons or combat capabilities in the 2 puppets. After he abandoned them, Chiyo eventually made several modifications to the puppets, such as adding weapons, so that they could be used in battle. Both have a chakra shield installed in their arms, as well as razor wires that they link together with their fingers for cutting. The mother puppet wields a serrated katana, while the father puppet wields a segmented wooden whip covered with kunai. In the anime, Kankuro further modified the puppets, adding a cable, just like the Sasori puppets, to both puppets. The two puppets that were glancingly featured in the anime are the water-firing puppets. These puppets are kept in small wooden boxes worn on the wielder's back and can be activated remotely. They can disconnect their hands from their arms via hinges and shoot water from tubes built into their arms. They are necessary for performing puppet water release, Dance of Mystic Rain. Koruari and Yaoki used them. The Chikamatsu collection of 10 puppets. These 10 puppets were created by the first puppeteer Monzemon Chikamatsu, and later came into Chiyo's possession, the use of which earned her great fame. These puppets are very powerful, as Sasori claimed that there were rumors that they had been used to take down an entire castle at one point in time. The Chikamatsu collection has terrifying prowess in taijutsu, ninjutsu, bukijutsu, and so on. Furthermore, as they can change their numbers by combining, the number of abilities they can show becomes even greater. The puppets were constructed in such a way that they all can work in tandem with each other, both offensively and defensively. Puppet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Puppet 1, though it displayed no weaponry or hidden mechanisms, it had huge fists and immense striking power which Chiyo used to fend off attackers. Puppet 2, it was shown to have colossal fists and fierce taijutsu skills. In the anime, it was able to extend its arms to form a sort of cage to trap opponents, where it would then launch 4 small bombs from its mouth. Puppet 3 and 4. Third is able to lift a section of its face to reveal a spinning orb with 4 large chakra blades. Fourth is able to extend its hand via a chain, connecting with its partner's hand to hurl it around like a yo-yo, thus being able to slice through targets quickly and effectively. However, if one were to be destroyed, the other would become vulnerable. Puppet 5. This puppet's hidden weapons are the long extending cables coiled in its skull that can pierce numerous enemies at a time. Puppet 6, 7, 8. Activate the 3 joules suction crushing technique. A terrifying tornado breaks out and sucks the targets into the center of the formation. Puppet 9. It wielded 2 large broadswords and was capable of cleaving through enemies with ease. Puppet 10. The final puppet had 1 eye, and was capable of releasing an orb from its mouth used for the sealing technique, Lion Closing Roar. Ootsutsuki clan puppets. While on the moon, the Ootsutsuki clan managed to develop a myriad of puppets that would most commonly be used to service their everyday needs, all without the use of chakra threads. While using the clan's energy vessel within the moon, Toneri was able to simultaneously control hundreds of puppets at once. Most commonly, the puppets can cause massive amounts of damage by creating orbs of chakra that explode on contact and can be rapidly fired. These puppets also boast noticeable capabilities in hand-to-hand combat. Stronger variants are able to form their chakra into swords, further increasing lethality in combat. Komushi. During a border patrol mission, Komushi was wounded and subsequently lost an arm. This was later replaced by Sasori with that of a puppet as a prosthetic limb. Later, he ingested some of Sasori's poison by mistake and died while Chiyo tried to save him. Due to his mother's pleading to bring Komushi back to her, Sasori later turned him into a human puppet. Komushi's attached puppet arm could extend a hidden blade from the palm to be used offensively. His puppet arm was coated in Sasori's special-made poison. Hiruko was a puppet used by the Akatsuki shinobi Sasori. Serving as a puppet armor, it allowed Sasori to hide inside of it. All weapons installed in Hiruko were coated in Sasori's special brand of poison, which would kill the victim after 3 days of painful paralysis. Extendable iron tail providing offense by stabbing and defense by rotating around the body. Heavy back shell for additional defense. Rapid launching of senbon from the mouth. Torpedo-shaped left arm that launches shrapnel of senbon in all directions. Red secret technique, performance of 100 puppets. To begin this technique, Sasori removes 1 summoning scroll from his back. He then opens his right chest compartment to emit more than 100 chakra strings, which reach into the scroll. From the scroll, more than 100 puppets wearing red cloaks emerge. Sasori stated that he brought down an entire country with this technique. While these 100 puppets lacked teamwork, they apparently used sheer attrition and numbers to overwhelm their opponents. Even when they decrease in numbers, they do not become less dangerous, as it merely allows Sasori to focus more on the remaining puppets. As with all of Sasori's puppets, All the weapons wielded are coated in his special poison, which would kill the victims after 3 days of painful paralysis. Sasori, puppet. This is the puppet created by Sasori made to look like his original body. When he inhabited it, it contained his core of living flesh in the left compartment in its chest. On the right side of his chest compartment was a mechanism that could spin numerous chakra threads, which allowed Sasori to use his red secret technique, performance of 100 puppets. Its stomach cavity contained a thick cable coiled around a pole, allowing the puppeteer to use it as a stinger and retract it if necessary. The puppet also has a pair of poles to the back of its hips, each equipped with 5 large blades that could spin like propellers, and pipes running through each of its hands that could spew out intense fire or powerful jets of water. After Sasori's death, Kankuro retrieved the puppet and made several modifications to it. During Kankuro's usage of the puppet, it was shown to have a mechanical light shield block installed into it. Third Kazekage. This is the human puppet created by Sasori from the body of Tsunagakuri's third Kazekage. The efforts that Sasori went through to acquire the puppet made it his favorite. After converting him into a puppet, Sasori gained access to the abilities the Kazekage had while he was alive, such as his magnet release Kekkei Genkai. He also installed several weapons into his body. Weapons: retractable blades in the formation of a claw on the right arm, 1,000 hands manipulation force, hidden buzz saw in the left arm, iron sand abilities, stored within and externally released from the mouth, retractable scythe hidden in the right arm, magnetic apparatus stored inside the left chest compartment. The Puppet Ninja Force is an army of puppets created by Mukad. They can fly via jet boosters on the back of their legs, launch kunai from their hips via chakra threads akin to guided missiles, and have a muzzle hidden in their mouth compartment that can shoot a powerful chakra laser. Each of these puppets also have a variation of weapon on their arms, such as a 5-barreled cannon that can shoot massive blasts of chakra, 3-pronged claws that can open up and spin like buzzsaws, and a double-sided hammer. Anrokuzan has modified his body into a human puppet. He can transform into a puppet that takes the form of a giant spider, which he referred to as his ultimate form. In this form, Anrokuzan can shoot a drill-tipped spear at people through his mouth, as well as convert his frontal legs into scythe blades. He can add some of his puppet army components into his own body to increase his size. By fusing all the puppets of his army into his own body, he can transform into a giant centipede-like puppet body that can trample and crush his opponents with its sheer size alone. Anrokuzan can shoot his fingertips attached to chakra threads from his fingers, which causes whatever they hit to explode, or spin his body parts to create powerful gusts. He can devour chakra, being able to absorb even the wind release, Rasen Shuriken. The unlimited chakra and puppet body also grants him incredible regeneration abilities, as he was able to instantly repair any damage inflicted on his mechanical body. And at this point, the video comes to its conclusion. If you were interested, please like it and subscribe to the channel. See you all again.